Deadly heat, that's for sure. And we are talking about temperatures heating up again and possibly near 100 by later this week. And hot weather, it's typical for the desert Southwest, but climate change, it's taking things up a notch. So for the Impact Earth team, I spoke to the experts to talk about what it could mean for the future of Arizona. Triple-digit temperatures, they're what we've come to expect throughout the summer months in the valley. But as our climate changes, what we've come to expect is changing too, with longer stretches of dangerous heat, more days of above-average temperatures, and more record-setting hot temperatures than cold ones. It's a trend Arizona's state climatologist Nancy Sullivan is very familiar with.
Well, we're getting warmer. That's really the bottom line.
Sullivan says that Phoenix's daytime temperatures are now approximately 2.5 degrees warmer than they were from the 1940s to the 1970s.
The kind of increase that we're seeing in Phoenix is the same kind of increase that we're seeing around the rest of the state.
And while that may not seem like a lot, Sean Sublett, a meteorologist at Climate Central, explains how it can make a significant difference.
If you think about that classic bell curve, a small increase in the average gives you a big increase in the extremes. In this case, extreme heat.
Data from 1970 to 2018 shows that Arizona is the third fastest warming state in the country. And we just wrapped up the warmest decade on record for Phoenix, Flagstaff, Tucson, Yuma, and Prescott. The science is clear on how we've gotten to this point.
The basic physics has been known for more than 150 years. You add carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, and that's a warming. It's a warming molecule once it is up into the atmosphere. And we're putting it in far, far more rapidly than it is going to be coming out. And yeah, that's from the burning of fossil fuels, which is how we've been largely powering our economy.
But the overall global warming signal isn't the only factor. Our urban heat island has also played a role. Researchers at ASU say future projections show the warming caused by urban development would be similar to that caused by greenhouse gases if development and emissions remain as they are now. 2020 gave us a glimpse of what this trend could mean for our future. Sullivan says years like the last won't necessarily become our new normal.
We have extreme variability, and so I don't anticipate those get anywhere near those records as next year and potentially the year after that.
But it's the threat of experiencing this type of extreme heat more frequently that's cause for concern.
Years like last year will become more common than they have been in the past.
So will Phoenix become uninhabitable?
I don't believe it will be uninhabitable. I believe we'll find a way to work with it, to deal with it.
We don't think it's going to look like Mad Max in 50 years. All right. Could it become unsurvivable? Could there be days 30 or 40 years from now where it's like you just don't go outside between 10 and 2? It's 127 degrees. You get a heat stroke in 10 minutes. Could that happen? Yeah, sure. What we will probably notice before that is failure of infrastructure.
Sublett says there's still time to slow the trend.
But we need to find a way to stop putting in carbon dioxide into the atmosphere so we don't induce any further warming 20, 40, 60 years hence. So unquestionably, there are things we can do now.
And the key is also learning to adapt.
From a climate standpoint, we're seeing an increase. Yes, it's warming. There's no question about that. And we need to deal with it. We'll try and change the trajectory in the future. But right now, our best bet is we're going to also have to adapt to it and mitigate it.
It will require a multifaceted approach, from reducing greenhouse gas emissions to rethinking urban development and how our cities grow, and finding ways to cool ourselves without the need for more electricity.
It's manageable, but we can't just sit around waiting. We need to be proactive in mitigating this problem.
Because while more extreme heat may not make the desert Southwest uninhabitable to all, it's our vulnerable populations who will suffer the most. And a warming planet is one of the primary factors in our rising temperatures, but so is the valley, and specifically valley development and that urban heat island. So in this Impact Earth series, we're going to talk about that urban heat island and what steps are being taken to mitigate, to hopefully help slow that warming trend. So you're going to hear a lot more about this as we continue to track, climate change and cover it from all different angles, and especially the heat as we start to heat things up. Now,